Good morning all. Got COT data video for the week beginning the 26th of the 9th, and we can see the Euro FX contract surged. However, if we look at the price action on the Euro USD spot, the FX pair, it doesn't look particularly bullish. We had a humongous drop overnight, and the pound USD also dropped really heavily as well. So this tells me something's a little bit out of bonk. Remember, this is from Tuesday. Lots of things had happened after Tuesday last week, so I don't know how legit this bounce is, but they've certainly bought it on Tuesday last week. So the USD dipped, the euro rose quite strongly, and this would be conventionally a euro USD long signal, but be careful because the fundamentals aren't in, because we're quite risk off, and the dollar will appreciate in a risk-off environment. So be careful there. Okay, we'll have to see how things have occurred when we get the COT data on Friday. So that's that. So be careful. We'll put on the yen quickly so we can see what's happened to the yen. And they sold the yen. So there's the EJ long signal. However, you would have seen that's fallen. So be careful. Sentimentally, it might be okay if you look at the retail long versus short, but fundamentally, not really. Gold, and we'll take euro off, and gold's pretty much in free fall and continues. We're going to break zero, and I'm not seeing it break below zero before. So this is a big circumstance on gold. I said how this was going to be fake, and it was. You can see it just retraced higher just to, to dip down. So that's gold. So we'll take gold off. So at least you know what's going on here. Gold take off, and then we'll put on the pound. Imagine this is going to puke, and so this is out of bonk. But this is prior to the finance minister's speech, and if you remember, he's doubling the government borrowing, and it's adding to inflation pressures. So that information, I assume the banks weren't privy to, because otherwise, why would they have bought it? And you see the reaction on the pound. The big fish sold it very heavily in a sort of nasty way. So this tells me that they weren't privy to the information that was going to be released, and that became quite unexpected. So I think this, by Friday, boom, okay, because then they'll be wise to what's going on in the UK. It's good in the way that he's borrowing money, but he, in a way, is going to not help the inflation, and we're having double-digit inflation in the UK, and that's possibly going to make it worse. And this is why the pound fell so heavily. So this tells me that this should be coming down on Friday, and also tells us that they weren't privy to that information. Otherwise, why would they have bought it? So that became a bit of a shock. I think that's what it was. It was a shock to the market. CAD, I will do Aussie because Aussie's there. Aussie was bought, yen was sold, so AJ. But likewise, you can see that markets are falling. China, I think one of the bourses in China, 7% down. So I think it's the China B shares. So it's a bit like the FTSE 250, not the FTSE 100. It's like the secondary market in China. It fell 7% overnight. So you want to be careful with the Australian dollar. Likewise, that doesn't make too much sense. They bought it, but let's look at CAD. They dumped CAD. That's fine. No cross here. And now look at New Zealand dollar. Very bonkers markets. Sold, but we're caught within that range. So pretty range bound, pretty boring. Nothing to be said there. And likewise, I think the same with the Swiss as well. And I'm going to wrap up now. Yeah, just sideways. We tried to, bounce, but it's recoiled just below the zero. So we're quite bearish below zero. And that's that. So hopefully it helped, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow for the bulletin. I'm not going to be trading today. I'm going to be taking it very easy, and yeah, I mean, this should be coming up because of that yen intervention, the BOJ intervention. So I'm going to do a quick 2-minute video now for the private feed, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Be careful, I think.